ties the knot in a glitzy affair. And then the groom is ready to say I do, but wear the shoes to complete his look. And later, some may drive, others may take a ride on a horse carriage, but Linda makes a show-stopping arrival in a helicopter.
Gotta grab hold of life with all of my might, like each moment just might be my last. Leave my worries behind, well, I still got the time. Leave it all in the past. You get one chance at life, so I'm living it right, and I'll risk it all come what may. Make it here, make it now. I've got so much to live for today. Every minute I waste, I'm losing the taste of everything life has to give. I feel young, I feel free, gotta think about me. Show the world how to live. Like a rocket I'll blast, I'm rising so fast, the sky is no limit for me. Make it here, make it now. I've got so much to live for today. I'll be the one.
Linda Muiru is the daughter of Kenya's celebrity televangelist Pastor Muiru, and when news of her approaching wedding hit the streets of Nairobi, anticipation from the media and general public was high. Prior to her imminent wedding, little was known about Linda Muiru, as she has been residing in the USA for the last 12 years. Linda Muiru, a software engineer, and Isaac Kamwashu, a solutions architect, met in the US where they both live and work.
So Linda has this personality where if she comes into a room, the whole atmosphere changes. It's just marvelous.
It's not like we hit it up on that day, right? It was just, oh, hi, bye, and that was it.
The two lived in different counties, 2 hours apart, and the distance became an impediment to their growing friendship. Until
I moved from that city to San Jose. I was going to San Jose State. I was going to take my engineering degree there.
Yeah.
And the only person I knew was Linda. I remember the first time actually I went to her place. She was the person who had the most more electronics than I did, which was because I'm a very technical person. I like gadgets and things. She had actually more gadgets than I had, and that was very impressive. I remember thinking, wow, I want to marry a woman like this, you know?
I really got involved very heavily.
Yeah, there was a new church.
A new church that had just started, and then I now started pulling people in, and he's one of the people.
And she realized I have talent.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, I have to emphasize that part.
Yes, you had talent.
And at that time, she wasn't thinking I'm thinking of anything, but I was like, wow, she's good.
I know. He had a blueprint. So anyway, we got really close, very close. But I was also very, and I always have told this to all my friends, and I mean, like, everybody's like, what? So marriage was never something I thought about. So we were planning, okay, we're gonna go July 4th, if I'm not sure if you're aware, but July 4th, no. it's Independence, right? Fireworks US. So we were gonna plan on July 4th, we're gonna go have barbecue, and then we're gonna have like a dinner out, right? So on our way to the hotel, Karen is like, oh my God, I forgot my handbag. I'm like, you know what, don't worry. We are coming back. And she's like, no. And then she gives me this crazy story. And she tells me, you know what, so I have this condition that I have to take this medication.
So the reason she's telling Linda all this is so that we divert, or rather, because Linda's idea is she knows for a fact they're going to the hotel to come meet us.
Yeah.
So Karen is telling Linda all of this just so that Karen can divert Linda's attention to come to our place.
Yeah. I walk in and I see a banner says happy birthday, and I'm like, crowd of people, and I'm thinking, what the heck is everyone doing? He promised he was gonna get me an iPhone 5. That was like the new thing, right? And I said, okay, cool. So everybody had presented their gifts and everything. I mean, this was kind of posed as a birthday, right? So it was still a birthday, but I'm thinking,
up to that point.
Yeah, up to that point. So when he said, I have my gift, I was like, oh no. So I just said, I know what you're doing, right? And then he he toward the iPhone. Then I was like, okay, this is.
Because she thought I was actually going to propose.
Yeah, I thought he was going to propose, and I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, it's just the iPhone, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, I got an iPhone, and then I open it, and right in there was a ring. I practically stood up and ran.
She's very valuable, actually. So anyway, it was very nice.
Yeah. Anyways, so it was written Zales, and then I come back and I'm like, okay, compose yourself, everything. So I come back and I sit down, and he had my dad on the line, right? So he put my dad on the line.
And your sister.
And my sister, and then he proposed. I said yes. Yes.
You are sure?
Yeah, I was 100%. I was ready.
Now formally engaged, the two had to make a decision on whether to have their wedding in the States or back home in Kenya.
It was really deliberating between the two. So we decided, okay, US. But if it's US, we really need to ship
there's quite a number of people.
There was a lot of people that would have to move
to the US.
Yeah. But also, we have this big community that we've created that we are not giving them anything. I believe what most people do is they would put together a pre-wedding party and call friends and well-wishers and then, we wanted to do something more than that. Then at the same time, we chose Kenya because we knew that's where all our family is. So what we decided to do was, let's throw a send-off. A send-off really was, we're giving you like an experience. We want you to enjoy our wedding. We want you to enjoy us and let's enjoy each other, this union that we've come to.
Yeah.
And let's just have fun together. It was amazing. It was I can repeat it any second, right?
Yeah.
We can repeat this anytime.
We had the reception part of the wedding without the beginning part of the joining ceremony. So we just had people come in for dinner. We had a photo shoot. We had actually had a bridal party.
It just wasn't. It wasn't a wedding. It wasn't just a wedding. It was more like a blessing. Like
didn't have the
vows.
The vows.
The send-off budget was in the tune of $35,000. Still ahead, the groom is ready, but where are the shoes to complete his look? Linda Muiru is renowned Kenyan televangelist Bishop Muiru's daughter. She met her Kenyan fiancé Isaac in the USA, where they both live and work. Following an elaborate proposal and send-off in the States, the two are planning a white wedding ceremony in Kenya.
So we started planning, and then now we started looking at clothes, and designs and colors. I think I kind of made up my color scheme, like way back. I was settled on wine red / maroon, which ended up being maroon.
It was actually a very difficult color to get.
Yeah, it was.
Because even shopping for...
you'd shop for wine red. The color was really wine red. And you'd go wine red, Mara, it's burgundy. Mara, it's being called maroon red.
It has like 15 colors.
15 it's being called apple something. So we ordered the bridesmaid's dress, and it comes as maroon. Right?
Yeah.
And we settle on that color. First, there's a really major retail store in the US. I went and tried a couple. I didn't like any. So I went to one. I had specific designers that I was looking for. I chose a design that I really wanted, and went to that store to find out if they had the specific one. They actually did not have. I can't even remember. It was a 20-something, 12. I can't remember what it was. So they didn't have the exact one. Remember, this is really way late. There's also the part of my parents, Bishop Pius and Reverend Lucy. We also had to accommodate, the church. That's the family. The church family I actually grew up in. I know before I left.
Yeah.
Planning a wedding from abroad was no easy task, despite the tremendous support from family and church.
A committee was already set up here. Both families were working together. Everything worked out really well.
It's at the sneak peek of dawn, and excitement fills televangelist Pastor Muiru's homestead. Today, his daughter Linda will be joined to Isaac in holy matrimony. Friends and family are trickling in at the televangelist's home to escort the bride from her maiden home in song and dance. Meanwhile, at the ceremony venue, final touches on decor and setup are being put in place. It's now 7 o'clock and bride Linda is still in her jammies. The bride forgot to get her hair done in time, and a last-minute do-up that ended at 3 in the morning is part of the reason she's still not dressed. The bridesmaids, on the other hand, are dressed and almost ready for the big day.
I just heard that you're leaving town. Won't be the same without you not around.
Women from Linda's side of the family and her father's church are singing songs of applause for the bride as they await the in-laws' arrival. Meanwhile, the groom and his groomsmen just arrived at the wedding venue, from whence they will dress. Suits, check. Breakfast, check. Watch and bow tie, check. But where are the shoes? Surely this could not be the look intended for these suit-cladded groomsmen. In a rush to make it to the venue on time, the eager groom and his groomsmen left their shoes behind. One of them has volunteered to pick them and return before the bride and her entourage arrives for the ceremony. With the Mater Dettol heart run on, it will take no less than 2 hours to pick up the shoes, yet the bride is expected in less than an hour. This wedding has 2 sets of bridesmaids. The junior maids clad in grey twist wrap dresses and the main bridesmaids in maroon twist wrap dresses. Linda and Isaac bought their entire bridal team the outfits for the day, a venture that cost them a hefty $8,000 US.
Thank you.
Gotta grab hold of life with all of my might, like each moment just might be my last. Leave my worries behind, well, I still got the time. Leave it all in the past. You get one chance at life, so I'm living it right, and I'll risk it all come what may. Make it here, make it now.
The bridesmaids drive in a luxurious stretch limo to the wedding venue, while the bride and her parents head off to another location a few kilometers away to catch a helicopter ride to the same venue.
You gotta think about me, show the world how to live. Like a rocket I'll blast, I'm rising so fast, the sky is no limit for me. Make it here, make it now, I've got so much.
The bride is finally here, and she announces her arrival in panache. The helicopter carrying her, her parents, and twin sister slowly makes its landing as a crowd gathers ready to welcome the bride.
Back to the front of the line, so it's all up to me, as I hold the key to living each day good and right. Somehow every day, nothing gets in my way, I've got every green light. Success is my vice and I'm loading the dice for the perfect role every day. Make it here, make it now, make it all come my way. I've got so much to live for today.
To symbolize the coming together of the two families, both Linda and Isaac's mothers partake in the mixing of the union sand.
I'll be the game's MVP, the one you want to be, in the right place.
Kusimama na yeye mpaka sasa. We appreciate you, Pastor Josh. I say thank you for letting us be here. Tunakuombea baraka, tunakuombea furaha. Kwa njema iliyo na peace, one love song. Na kwa chile pepe, and my brothers and sisters, na yadi. Ni siku ya Isaya jamani. Anything is about to happen. In front of you, no, we are all men. I feel it was wrong.
Linda wanted her twin sister to be showcased in the wedding, and this solo dance down the aisle pretty much achieves that. Looking divine in a Maggie Sotero off-shoulder gown with a sweetheart neckline and ruffled skirt, Linda is escorted down the aisle by both her parents.
Will you be a faithful husband to Linda?
I will.
Linda, will you love Isaac and accept him as your wedded, lawfully husband? To live together according to God's holy law in the state of marriage. Will you love him, honor him, and forsaking all other men, be a faithful wife to him as long as you both shall live?
Yes, I will.
Today, I'm very blessed to be part of your life, and before your family and friends, I tell you thank you for agreeing to marry me. So today, I vow to be the best husband that God has called me out to be for you. I will be a God-fearing husband and father to our children. And I will raise them to be God-fearing men and women. When our sons and daughters come, and when they grow up and leave our house, when your family and friends who we've invited today show you absolute love, and when sometimes they frustrate you, in all our successes and in all our failures, in our youth that we have now, and as we grow older together. I promise that I will always be there by your side.
You too. And I promise to love you with all my heart, and to respect you, and to trust you. And I know that we will always be together through the ups and downs of life. I know that our love will last, and a day will never pass, in which I cannot say that I asked the Lord's hand to be upon you. So I have a number of reasons that I laid out why I love you. And I'll just mention a few. Your loyalty to me and everyone or everything that matters to me. Your selflessness, your integrity, strength, kindness, generosity, confidence, boldness, compassion, faithfulness, and your intelligence. How you're always 100% honest to me. No matter the way, no matter what. And the way you always try to help others. That's one quality that I really admire about you. I love you and I can't wait to start our journey together.
Now they are husband and wife. Amen. And I am so glad to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Again? Say it again. A little bit louder. I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Kamashio.
Now husband and wife, Linda and Isaac start walking down the aisle away from the ceremony when the joining minister remembers something. The two have not signed their marriage certificate, and in Kenya, until that happens, one cannot be considered justly married.
Isaac and Linda, you've reached.
In a quick photo shoot.
Coming up,
It's double celebration for Linda and Isaac as they take place in two wedding receptions from two separate venues. Linda Muiru, daughter to renowned Kenyan televangelist Pastor Muiru, met Isaac Kamashio in the United States. Being both Kenyans, they settled on having their wedding back home, and today their dream of becoming one has come true. Following their waterfront garden ceremony, the two are now headed for their first reception. This reception will be taking place at the bride's father's church, 4 kilometers away. It was designed to give televangelist Muiru's congregants a chance to celebrate with Linda and Isaac. Excited church members welcomed the newlyweds to the reception in song and dance, as is popular practice in Kenyan weddings. Meanwhile, at the second reception's venue, guests are enjoying a buffet lunch over music as they eagerly await the couple's arrival. It's 2 hours hours to nightfall, and the couple is not yet done with their first reception.
So, tukianza
Despite a 2-hour delay, the two make it to their second reception in good time. Following that arduous dancing session, the bridal team takes a breather to slate their appetites. Meanwhile, close family and friends present their gifts as a few notable ones make speeches.
I want to give you this so that whatever that comes on your way, you can be able to protect my own daughter. Any wicked missile, any wicked harassment, any backbiting or gossiping, you can be able to stand as a man and be able to protect your family. So I will give you this and a word of God. May you have it. I love you. This is the Clarion Committee. Namba ya pesa, kama unapatana na pesa, namba tuko nayo hapa. Namba ya pesa tuko nayo hapa.
After the cake cutting, guests leave at their leisure while the newlyweds stay behind for a dance epoch with the young at heart. Of the bride evangelist Pastor Muiru was not left out of the dancing. He picks up a few moves from his son Joshua. The reception session is over, but before the party leaves, the bouquet toss. The newlyweds still have an after-party dinner to attend, but first, respite at the hotel room for these drained lovebirds. Party venue is set and dinner reserved for Linda and Isaac's close family and friends.
It's actually it's a good example that these people are giving us, because the world of today, vijana supatiana huko nje, nasikianga nani come to do what, to stay, come to stay naanza. When we see such, personally I'm happy because it is the road. Na kama wewe umeona mtu huko nje ukakuwa the winking king ama the winking queen, tafadhali consider these steps.
Today I was like the calmest groom. Mpaka nilikuwa naambiwa, wewe ndio unaelewa. Napiga malapa hapo hivyo.
And I'm the one who was panicking.
Yeah, and you're the one who's panicking. And you're handling everything for me. So again, thank you for you and your beautiful wife. Now in Dera. This is an action, you love this boy.
We wish Linda and Isaac a long and happy life in matrimony.
It's 9 million. Because the US event is totally different, right?
Yeah. The US wasn't that. We actually thought at one point it was high, until we came here. So we had actually a send-off in the US. A send-off is similar, it was kind of like a wedding, right? It just wasn't, it wasn't a wedding. Like,
didn't have the vows. It was a traditional something.
Yeah.
For our friends and
because remember we've lived there for years and years.
All our friends are there.
All our friends, all our families. So and that was one thing when we decided, okay, where are we gonna have our wedding?
That was like a big decision.
Yeah,
for us,
it was really big. This is crazy. We took everybody's measurements for the send off and actually sent them out here and had somebody do it here. Yes.
So all the clothes that were worn at the send off were made here.
They were made here. I can repeat it any second, right?
Yeah.
We can repeat this anytime. We paid for it, but also we had friends.
We have
so remember we joined, we put together a committee that was helping us do our wedding. So they were really helping us put together a send-off. It was almost 35.
$35,000
Yeah.
US dollars.
Yeah.
I think I kind of made up my color scheme, like way back. I was settled on wine red / maroon, which ended up being maroon.
It was actually a very difficult color to get.
So we ordered the bridesmaid's dress, and it comes as maroon, right?
Yeah.
And we settle on that color. And we had 2 color shades for the junior bridesmaids and for the for the bridesmaids. So we had gray, maroon, and then for the guys we had dark gray. And actually, my dress was ivory.
Yeah.
Which most people might not have realized, but
It was
I believe it wasn't white, and I really believe ivory. For me, ivory is elegant, and I really wanted to go for ivory. So I made sure no one is wearing white.
It was actually a very difficult task.
It was a really
we needed to make sure that the whole event there was nothing that had white, because if there was white, you could actually tell, okay, that's white, and that's another different color, including the seats.
But they ended up being white. You know that, right?
But the good thing was the seats we had they were ivory, and then the seats were white.
Yeah.
The cushion was white.
Yeah.
But if you sat on it, you couldn't see the cushion.
The cushions,
so it worked out actually.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
And then for the guys, we had dark gray. For the kids, I made sure they had the kind of something similar to my design, and I wanted to make sure that they were ivory. Kind of everything was matching up, and they also had like a small katiara. For the main bridesmaids, it's you can see it at Henka. It's $168, and for the junior dollars, and for the junior bridesmaids, it's $138. And we paid for the clothes. But the shoes and makeup, people took care of that. I mean, there was so little time.
We couldn't have people go figure out things for themselves.
Exactly. 9 bridesmaids, 8 junior bridesmaids, 9 groomsmen, our best couple, our matron of honor, 5 kids, 5 flower girls, and 5 page boys. So give or take 168 with tax and shipping. How much are you looking at? 180?
Yeah, it's about 8,000.
Yeah, more than my dress.
It's actually more than your dress. Yeah, it's about 8,000.
Yeah, my total look. This is a lot of money. Maybe 5 to 6, right?
For the clothes, yeah.
Yeah, for the shoes, the what do you call it? The crown. The earrings. 5, eh? 5. 6,200.
No,
US dollars.
That's funny. I was thinking you were going to ask.
So what is it?
So
5 or 1.5?
It was 1.5.
What are your sentiments on today's show? Share them with us on our Facebook fan page, Samantha's Bridal. Follow us on Twitter at sbridal_Kenya, or simply go to www.samanthasbridal.co.ke. Discussions are going on now.
Vecino, remane vecino. When you're far away, my heart longs for you so. Restere, restano sempre. Without you here, how can I go on? I imagined how your eyes would catch the light, but what my imagination never knew, that my love, when you are near, there's no canvas to compare.